We are back in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee at the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion, continuing coverage of one of the country's largest Jeep show. Welcome to the Lokar Car Show. This is gonna be one awesome car.
And I said, it doesn't even run yet. And look at it now, it's amazing.
Welcome to the Lokar Car Show. I'm Sam Adavi, and we are at the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion at the LeConte Center in beautiful Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Now, this show had over 10,000 Jeeps last year, and it looks like they're gonna beat that number this year. Let's not waste any more time and go check out the action. Well, this one's really the reason for the season. I got a 1941 Willys here. This is the original Jeep. I'm here with Mark. He's gonna tell us the story behind it.
This is a 1941 Willys MB. This is the Jeep that started the entire Jeep invasion.
Right.
This Jeep was made a couple days before Pearl Harbor was bombed. It's out of the first contract that the U.S. Army made for the Jeep. So this is number 2,224 of the first 5,000 produced. It was made on Thursday. Pearl Harbor was bombed on Sunday. This is a military Jeep, and it was basically made with parts that were available on the rack. So you have parts that came out of cars and trucks and tractors and other utilities to meet the Army requirements for a command reconnaissance vehicle. So they had specifications. The vehicle couldn't weigh over so many pounds. It had to be a certain size and weight. It had to be four-wheel drive. It had to have a removable top. It had to be easy to service. The window had to be able to fold forward, so in combat we could get it out of the way and broken glass wouldn't be an issue.
That's awesome.
So they came up with this Jeep after they looked at prototypes from Willys and Bantam and Ford. This was kind of the standard design. Later in the war, they gave the design to Ford, and both Ford and Willys made about 300,000 Jeeps.
Walking by Wade's Willys, I noticed the front suspension and caught my eye, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's a little weird. Looks like GM stuff, upper and lower control arms. You can see the differential. So I had to ask him, what did you do to this 58 Willys, right?
It's on a 01 Tahoe-frame.
And you used the whole frame, correct?
Yes.
Exhaust, fuel pump, the whole 9 yards. What did you have to do to modify the frame to make it work under your truck?
No cutting on the frame. The only thing that's different was the bed. I shortened the bed 2 inches.
You shortened the actual bed of the Willys 2 inches. Yeah. What did you do to the engine?
Moved it back in the frame 7 inches.
So they can clear the radiator. And he used everything under this. Willys is all Tahoe, so we're talking the AC, it works, the computer's hidden in the fender. He's got an OBD2 port. He can go anywhere in the country and breaks down. He can buy anything for this truck and fix it. And this thing's a driver. He puts 15,000 miles a year the last 2 years you've owned it on this. Now, do you drive it long distance as well on the highway, taking it to shows?
Yeah, we've been to West Palm Beach, been to Key West, been to the jumping off point at Key West.
And how does it ride going down the road at speed?
It's fine.
It feels like a Tahoe, doesn't it?
Yeah, the aerodynamics ain't there though.
Aerodynamics with these big tires, a little wandering, huh?
Yep.
All original 1969 Jeepster Commando. And Michael, he's got one right behind us that is absolutely cool. Everything on this Jeep is untouched.
It's a 1969 Jeepster Commando that I bought about 6 years ago and had it sitting in my field for about 2 years. And about 4 years ago, we decided to get it running. And 15 minutes later, it runs and runs good.
Now, what they've done is, of course, change out fuel lines, gone through the carburetor. This thing runs and drives perfect. It's absolutely awesome. The only thing you guys did really was change the tires because you had to.
Oh, absolutely. And luckily, there's good companies like Coker Tires having a period correct tires that you can buy to match the era of the Jeep.
And that's the original gun rack in the Jeep? It was in there when you got it?
Yes, it is.
Now, what about the rifle? Did you put that in place? Was that there too?
The rifle was put in place.
Okay, cool. Now, what about the trunk? That's a really cool trunk that you got in the back of this Wagoneer Commando that looks like it came with the Jeep.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, bought it at a flea market for a couple of bucks and just threw it in and keep my tools in.
What is the class that you won?
Survivor.
I'm just checking out the view here at the Lokar Center. We have to go to a break. We'll be right back. Lokar Car Show, presented by Appalachian Backroads. Appalachian Backroads. Virginia is for lovers. Original Parts Group Incorporated. Unbeatable quality, price, and in-stock selection for GM restoration and high-performance parts. NH Oil Undercoating Incorporated, NHOU, the official oil-based rust-proofing system. Lokar Performance Products, quality, plain and simple. It's time for the Lokar Lowdown with Jeffrey Walls.
For you LS guys looking to dress up your hot rod, dress up that LS engine that you just stuck in there, check out some of our accessories at lokar.com. We've got valve covers, billet machined here in the United States with a nice insert. We also have your coil covers. You got your black powder coat, remachined on the outside, brushed look. We even have polished as well, with and without the oil fill cutout, depending on which model you have. All comes with the hardware that you need to mount it. In addition to that, pick out the oil cap cover you'd like, whether it's grooved, modern design, or a nice dish design like you see here, all available in a brushed, black anodized, or even a polished look. And just to top it off, to make sure you can use some of these accessories, we do have our coil relocation kits. You can get those, mount those coils wherever you'd like on your car. A lot better to work with that way. And we've also offering a set of vintage plug wires that fit that LS as well. Check that out and more at lokar.com.
It's beautiful here at Pigeon Forge. Now let's go check out more of the show. This is for sure one of the coolest Willys that I've ever seen. Joe's got a 1953, may have been a prototype for the military because it's got no VIN number, and there's a cool story behind it.
Found it in a field in Iowa, a farm, and the floorboards had rusted out, and spent a lot of time and other things trying to fix it up. Since I would be the one driving it most of the time, I like the comforts of home. So I had the thing air conditioned and heated, and put power steering, power brakes, rack and pinion steering on it, put an automatic transmission.
And if you all know prototypes, you know they don't come with VIN numbers. They may have built 3 of these. He's got 1 of them. We don't know where the other 2 are. May have been built for the military. The cage in the back could be custom. Somebody aftermarket may have done that. It's built very nice. Now there is a feature on the back bumper that came with this truck. For the military, they would have put a winch on the front, and there is a receiver in the back where you actually take the winch rope from the front through the back and use it in the back of the vehicle. Thank you so much, Joe, for letting us check out your Willys.
Well, you're most welcome. I appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you. What a cool story behind this 79 Wagoneer. I'm here with Mike, and believe it or not, his parents are the original owners of this Wagoneer, and he had it restored 2 years ago. Tell us about the restoration behind this Wagoneer, Mike.
We quit driving it in 2012, and people wanted to buy it from me, but my wife said, no, hang on to it, somebody will restore it. Found a gentleman, Black Dog Restoration in Danville, Virginia, that took the project on, and a year and a half later, they delivered it on a surprise to the fire station that I volunteer at. Didn't know it was coming. And there was about 20 or 25 people there, and we had a little get together the day it was delivered.
You had a real deal reveal is what it sounds like.
Yeah, real deal reveal, yeah.
And this thing had a full frame off restoration. Frame came off, they went through the engine, the transmission, all the original parts except for they updated the AC compressor.
Yes.
Right? But everything else is pretty much original. The original 365.9 liter engine in this thing, got the original Turbo 400 behind it. What about the axles and the
Axles are
differentials?
exactly as they were when we bought it.
He took his father's pride and joy that he purchased back in '79 and completely redid it to its original status so that they can enjoy it further. I got a very cool 1978 CJ5 behind me with 10,000 original miles. Now Mark's here with me and there's a very cool story behind this Jeep.
Bill Hill, a gentleman I went to church with, him and his son Mike Hill, built it for his granddaughter, Missy Carter. He built it from scratch. He bought it in '78 brand new. It's got 10,000 original miles. When I got it from Missy, it had 3,500 miles. He built it, he got sick, and he passed away about 8-10 years ago, and she had the Jeep in the garage, lost interest in it. I ended up talking her out of it. It took me about 4 or 5 years to talk her out of it.
Now you've taken it since and you show it off and you pretty much represent the builder behind him, your friend.
Absolutely, I show it for Bill. Bill was a super nice guy, and he did all the work on it, and it's old school. It's stuff that was done back in the 70s. He put a lot of work in it, him and his son Mike.
The real inspiration behind today's Jeeps, what you're seeing, all these builds started off with this right behind me. It's got a Chevy 350 in it, 39.5 Super Swampers on it. This is one cool Jeep with even a cooler story. Believe it or not, this is the spectator parking. As far as the eye can see, it's nothing but Jeeps. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with more from Pigeon Forge. We're here at the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion in beautiful Pigeon Forge, Tennessee at the Lokar Center. And I'm here with Justin Murray. He is one of the coordinators of the show. I've been coming to the show for 4 straight years now, and I can't tell you how much it's grown every year I've come.
We did this about 7 years ago. And each year, this show basically doubles in size. Yep. Last year we had 10,000 Jeeps, over 200 aftermarket Jeep vendors here that sell aftermarket parts. The crowd loves it. This is a tourist town, and we have a large gathering, a large repeat business. Yep. A lot of customers come back. They love to see these Jeeps. They love to see all the different types of models of Jeeps. And so that just brings a lot of attraction to this show.
And there's a lot of after parties, there's a lot of activities here that go along with the show. Tell us about some of the activities that are outside the show as well.
So we do a kickoff party the day before the show, and we do 3 of those this year. One at Junction 35, one at Quaker Steak and Lube and TGI Fridays, and the other at Harpoon Harry's. These are large events. We got some vendors there sometimes, and it's a really good time for everybody to come and hang out.
It's like a car show leaves here and they do little separate shows in those parks.
Yes, it's all up and down the parkway. People set out chairs just to see the Jeeps go by. It's like just a whole citywide event.
The attention to detail on Cody's Jeep is sick. Everything black has metal flakes in it. The amount of powder coating on this Jeep is awesome. Cody, tell us about your Jeep.
The 2001 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited, sitting on 40-inch tires, 1550s, 22x14.
I was here 3 years ago at this same show, and Cody's wheels is what got me hooked up to the big fat wheels with the deep dish. This thing's how many inches wide?
The tires are 1550s.
And how wide is the actual
The ram
wheel?
itself is 14 wide.
That is crazy. How many stages of powder coat do you have on the wheels?
7 stages.
7 stages. And everything, like I said, that's got black accent, even inside the fender well, has got metal flakes on it. And the attention to detail goes on the inside as well. All the high quality parts on the inside. The green accent, he's taken into the inside as well. Now tell us about what kind of seats you have in there.
Sitting with LG1 Corbeau racing seats in it. It's got the rock hard harness bars, 5-point harness seat belts in it.
And you know what? 2001, you would have never thought. This thing looks like a brand new Jeep. He keeps it so clean. So do you go off-road?
Not very much at all.
No,
definitely. It's a garage queen.
This is one cool Jeep. It's lifted, got the wheels on it, but it's got accents on the inside as well. Tell us about your Jeep, Seth.
It's a 2012 JKU. It's actually orange crushed, a very rare color. Made it 2012, 2013. Really hard to find nowadays. A lot of people love the orange Jeeps, but they're just hard to find. I mean, I'm a Tennessee fan. I have a green truck, so I had to find a different color, so I went with the orange.
It's the Tennessee fan in you, isn't it? And he took that theme inside the Jeep as well with the orange accents, and you got audio system as well?
Yeah, we got the 10-inch screen. It's an Android tablet based. We have a 5-channel amp. We have board speakers in the rear. We have 2 10s in the back, and all the speakers are hooked onto an amp. It's like 1,600 watts for everything.
1,600 watts, that's crazy. Now, what kind of suspension do you have on this?
We're running a 4.5-inch AEV dual sport springs with Icon suspension shocks. The Jeep was actually on a Rubicon when I bought it, and we swapped axles to built Dana 44s, truss, gusseted, big brake kit, and then of course we put the new wheels and tires on there, the 20-inch trail-ready beadlocks. The new Maxxis Razor 40-inch by 1350 20s.
Now, do you take this thing off-road?
Not very rarely. It's hard to keep it clean.
Do you plan on getting your brother's supercharger one day when he upgrades?
Yeah, whenever he leaves it at home and he goes on vacation, I'll take it out.
There you go. I had to check out the booth William's in. The Rome trailer in this is absolutely awesome. But his Jeep behind me is even cooler, especially those doors. Tell us about your Jeep, William.
It's a 2014 Polar Edition. I have it on a 3.5-inch Mopar lift with 37-inch tires, 488 gears.
Tell us about those doors.
Well, we decided to improve the trail door that everyone's out there using. So we wanted to go with an aluminum product that's lightweight. We also added a curve on the inside, so it gives you so much more space when you're wheeling. You can actually lean outside and see what you're crawling over.
And he put the bend right where the hip is, so it gives you plenty of room to be able to stick your head out the window and look at both the front and rear and see what you're crawling over. And being aluminum, they're really lightweight, so anyone can lift them, put them on and off the Jeep, no problem.
Another cool feature that we like to talk about is our spider web-shaped door skins, because it's customizable. You can go ahead and pick any color to match your Jeep on our doors. So on the Jeep here, they're white doors with black spider web-shaped door skins.
And they're aluminum construction, so they're gonna ship them to you in a raw form. That gives you the option to powder coat them in any color you want, or even keep them raw because they're aluminum, so they're not gonna turn on you. And sometimes that naked look is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Man, I really need a break. Why don't you guys take a break too? We'll see you right after these messages. Lokar Car Show, presented by Appalachian Backroads. Spearhead Trails, get out and explore. H&M Saw, the saw that cuts straight. Brothers Truck Parts, #1 source for 1947 to 87 Chevy and GMC truck parts. Stage 8, the world's best locking fasteners. You know, one of the things to look forward here at the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion, not only is it a 3-day event with over 10,000 Jeeps, lots of cool things to do, but every Friday and Saturday night at the show, they've got after parties, multiple ones. And what you see here is basically a hyper green family reunion. They got a bunch of the same color, green Jeeps, all together in a row for a photo op. And so they call it the family reunion. This is pretty cool to see. There were a few more of them, some of them had to go, but this is still a lot of green Jeeps in one spot. Very cool. I couldn't help but notice the trailer behind John's Jeep. Looks like he does a lot of tailgating. This gentleman drove all the way from Louisiana with his friends to check out this show in the rain.
Building a Jeep is all about them Go Tigers. You know, you want that purple, white, and gold, you know?
Now, John's got a nickname named the Mayor of Marrero. He's gonna explain to us why he's the Mayor of Marrero.
Well, the reason they call me the Mayor of Marrero is because of all the friends that we have and the organization that we belong to, which is the Conbell Custom Cruisers. And we all put it together, and I'm the president. So they all call me the Mayor of Marrero, and we cruise for causes to help people with all different problems that they have in life that we can help them with.
Like the show you're gonna have next month, what kind of causes?
We got a car show that's September 12th in Marrero, Louisiana. And all the proceeds goes to No One Fights Alone, which that money helps the heroes that have cancer and that's in financial bonds and this, that, and other. And we're only one of a bunch of organizations that help them out.
That is absolutely awesome for us to have real enthusiasts come out. He's a car builder, so he builds not only this car for himself or the Jeep behind me, but he's built several Jeeps and cars for others as well. And he goes tailgating with his good friends, and he does it for a good cause. That is awesome. Always cool to see a die-hard fan, and Tiffany is no exception. As you can see, she is a Tiger fan because of the Jeep behind me.
Actually, Mafia Princess, my family, of course, on my mama's side is from, they're Italian. So there's a lot of Italian tradition in my household. So, and when I need to get stuff done at work, they always call me the Mafia Princess because I get it done. No questions asked.
Good for
and
you.
then me also being a Tiger fan, my daddy went to LSU, of course. LSU Tigers has always been a big thing in my house. Campbell's Customs actually did all the paint work, all the body work on it. The club called the Campbell's Customs Cruises. We cruise for causes. I decided that also, since LSU is a big part of something that I love, the team, and that purple is also our club colors, it all flowed in perfectly.
I love the accents. I love the fact that everything inside the Tigers, you're a huge fan.
It's a 3.5-inch lift just for cruising.
What about you say you do cars for causes? Tell us a little about that.
We cruise for causes. The club that we're in, we've been in it for over 2 years, and my husband being a cancer survivor, it was something that we really wanted to get in and do with that club.
This year was no exception. We've given you a glimpse of what the Jeeping community is like. These are really a special group of people. We'll see you next week on the Lokar Car Show. I had a great time here in the Smoky Mountains of Pigeon Forge, checking out all the awesome Jeeps. Don't miss next week's episode where we come back here and check out the Pontiacs in Pigeon Forge.